Hello, and welcome to the brief overview for Module 2. In past semesters, I have given a longer discussion for this introduction to each module, but today I'd really like to just point you in the direction of the resources that you'll need to be successful in completing these sections. Each of the chapters in this module will have a voiceover presentation. I will have a slideshow and PowerPoint for each of you to go over for chapters 1, 2, and 3. So it's not really necessary that I discuss with you each of the important parts here in this video form. In fact, there's a much superior way of going about it when you're able to look at a slide, try to understand the slide, then listen to the presentation that I give for that slide. Now, if any of you have an accessibility problem related to the slides, particularly if you need captioning, please just feel free to contact me. It would be easy enough for me to create a slide presentation for you to watch on what I would use as YouTube. And as such, then you would have the captioning. The disadvantage to that, of course, is that it would all be in one long video form, and so it might be a little more difficult for you to access a particular slide that you want to refer back to. However, I'm very much willing to do this for anybody who needs it. I've not received any messages related to that so far, but remember that you can contact Student Disability Services, and you will be able to access certain benefits related to that if you need them. So in any case, what you're going to see in Module 2 are two graded assignments. You're going to have a midterm, and I'm going to use the term midterm exam. I think during the regular semester I tend to refer to them as quizzes, maybe take down the stress of it a little bit, but on the other hand, just keep in mind there's going to be 4 of these during the course of the semester, so any one is not that critical so long as you make sure you do it and get some points. Anyway, the first midterm will be on chapters 1, 2, and 3, and will be due at the end of the module. You'll also have a discussion. This is your second discussion, and it's related to the rational choice theory prisoner's dilemma video that's associated with Module 2. So you would watch that video, and then you would react to it. There's a prompt, and it's pretty straightforward. Most of the discussions that we have in class are designed and graded primarily that you've interacted with the material. I view them as somewhat formative. You can think of the exams at the end as being summative. But I think it's always important for us to have some opportunity to write during a college course. But don't expect necessarily strict grading. More, I just want to make sure that you're on topic and that you show some evidence of having watched the video. The slides, you'll watch these slides and you should take notes just as though you were in a regular class. But then our midterm is going to be 25 questions, and you're going to have 40 minutes to complete it. So thinking right off, it doesn't usually take students 40 minutes. So if you're if you feel like you need to look up an answer or 2 or 3, I wouldn't worry about that too much. Just go ahead and do that. Our exams in this class are open book, open note, not open neighbor. Don't take the test along with somebody else, but you should have time to look up a couple answers, especially if you've already done the work and you know where to find them. Chapter 1 is going to deal with the logic of American politics, the title of the book, and you'll have the opportunity to look at the rational basis behind governments and how political science studies governments. This kind of creates a theoretical framework from which you'll look at the rest of the course. Chapter 2 looks at the U.S. Constitution, and so generally speaking, later we're going to be looking at civil rights and civil liberties. So in some ways, this is going to be the actual body of the original Constitution we're going to spend most of our time on, but awareness of the Bill of Rights and how the Constitution is amended and such will also be useful. Chapter 3 deals with federalism. One of the most interesting ideas in the American political system is the idea that states have a degree of sovereignty. They're a little bit different from each other. Their leaders are elected independently, and there's constitutional responsibilities that they have and powers that they have that are different from those of the U.S. government. In fact, we use the term federal government to refer to this relationship between the national government and the states, and then taken together is our American constitutional system. So it's great that these are presented together. It gives you the opportunity to sort of study governments generally, how the U.S. government's set up, and one of the chief important characteristics of the U.S. government. And so what I'd like you all to do is I'd like you all to be very conscientious as you go through these slides, but also have a place where you have access to them for when you're taking the test. But taking notes will also save you a great deal of time. 40 minutes is plenty of time, but it's not time enough to look up every question. And so what I would also say is that, we have this entire time for the module. The module lasts 8 days. So you'll have plenty of time to work on all of this material. And when you're finished, you'll have a little bit of a summer vacation, I suppose, before we look at module number 3. As always, feel free to contact me. I won't be in my office this semester, but I will check my email every day. Usually, almost constantly, I have my computer on and I'm working on something, and the little message flashes up that I've just received an email, so I'll be able to get back in touch with you really quick. I would also add that if it takes more than an email, we can set up a telephone or Teams meeting that we can hold. All right, good luck, and I'll be talking to you again next week.